Welcome to the celebration of life for our friend Ladyslipper, who passed away on September 17th. We're gathered here to recognize her contribution to her groups and her many personal friendships. Our agenda today will include a short talk by friends from many of her communities, a minute of silence, a brief performance from drum, and then we'll end with one of Ladyslipper's favorite activities, a dance and chat. During the dance, if there's anyone that would like to share memories of Ladyslipper, you'll be able to step up to the podium. If anyone needs to voice their message, Lori Von Lester will be able to transcribe for you. There's a lot of folks here today. We're at maximum capacity, so if you can remove some or all of your scripted items and definitely lower your draw distance, I think that would help everyone. Saffia Widdershins has graciously agreed to film the celebration today. We'll send it to Ladyslipper's family so they can see how much she was loved. We've put together a few things in the yellow gift box on the stage to remember Ladyslipper. Please be sure to take a copy before you leave today. There's also a copy in the gift box in the back if you can't get to this one. Our next speaker is someone that's known Ladyslipper longer than any of us. Please welcome a member of Virtual Ability's executive team and estate manager for Cape Able Island, Treasure Ballinger.
Hello everyone, I'm Treasure. I wear a few hats in real life and Second Life. I'm a member of the Virtual Ability executive team. Today I wear a very important hat as a friend of Ladyslipper Constantine in both real life and Second Life. It's my honor to be able to bring some words to you in joyful remembrance of our friend. Ladyslipper and I met in 1997 in an online hearing loss group, the Say What Club. She was already there, already serving on their board. I was new to hearing loss, searching for education. Sometimes you meet someone and you just click. Your spirits recognize kindred, and you quickly become fast friends. That's how it was for Ladyslipper and me. I loved her a lot. She taught me a lot about hearing loss and about life in general. We traveled together, we roomed together at conferences, we'd meet up in Vegas to just spend some time together. In 2007, my real-life son introduced me to Second Life, and right away I brought Ladyslipper in. She had a clunky old computer and a slow internet connection, and she did not like Second Life. She left. Her avatar wasn't named Ladyslipper. It was something else that we both forgot. In 2008, she got a new computer, and I dragged her back again, convinced her to give Second Life another try. This time was different. I knew more by then about hearing loss groups and a group called the Heron Sanctuary that eventually transitioned to Virtual Ability, that worked on access issues for people with disabilities in the virtual worlds. That did it. That's what Ladyslipper needed. Something other than camping for lindens and shopping. Something with meaning. Something that helped people. Because that's who she was. She helped people. In any life, it was her thing. You all know that, and that's why you're here today. She probably helped you in some manner. She was a devoted volunteer for Virtual Ability. She was lead mentor. She did trainings of paraprofessional groups that brought students in. She managed Cape Serenity, one of our residential estates. Many of you here met her in other areas of Second Life and other groups that are too numerous for me to list for fear of leaving someone out accidentally. She loved all of you. Whenever I was looking for her in real life, all I had to do was log into Second Life, and there she was, helping someone. She'd do whatever a person needed to help them learn to function in Second Life. I know you're all nodding your virtual heads in agreement. Ladyslipper supported Virtual Ability in upfront ways like that, and also in quiet ways. She maintained a land parcel on our sim in Worlds. She helped people learn how to build. And if you're like me and you can barely res a cube, she'd build it for you. I have several houses in my inventory that she created. I have a cat named after me that she made, and so many other things. I'm not going to stand here and talk all day, although I could. Ladyslipper was my friend, my kindred, like to like. I loved her. She has an aurora borealis on her land on Cape Serenity. If you click on it, it says, "Welcome home." My prayer today is that she is indeed home, that she's laughing and happily, that she can hear perfectly, and mostly that she feels the love from both of her well-lived lives. Thank you all so much. Your love and support has been crucial for moving on. Now I'd like to ask our own iSkye Silverweb to come up and give you some words.
I am iSkye Silverweb. I was only a couple of weeks old in Second Life when I became Ladyslipper's next-door neighbor in Virtual Ability. We also know her as LS. So that was in early June 2009. When I first knew her in Virtual Ability, while I first knew her in Virtual Ability, I'm going to talk about Ladyslipper's involvement in another group in Second Life, Burn 2, the virtual region of Burning Man. You may have heard of Burning Man. It is an annual art, music, and fire festival in the Nevada desert. Burn 2 is a community of artists, musicians, and lovers of the arts and of fire. Once a year, it is an echo in Second Life of the week-long Burning Man festival. The rest of the year, it is a radical expression of the spirit of Burning Man's 10 principles. Individuals are challenged to draw upon their own resources, then share and collaborate with others in a unique environment where they do amazing things together. Ladyslipper naturally was drawn to Burn 2 and served in several capacities within the community. She was a Burn 2 Ranger. To be a Burn 2 Ranger requires skills and training. They are not police, but community mediators. Ladyslipper was adept in the things that Rangers do, resolving issues between fellow community members, encouraging practice of the 10 principles, and simply being part of the community. I am wearing the lamplighter robes here in Ladyslipper's honor because she also enjoyed being a lamplighter. Lamplighters bring the fire to Burn 2 community events. LS brought light to our SL Without a doubt, LS was a true burner. She delighted in dancing, and so she was the coordinator of the Fire Dancers, a subgroup of the Lamplighters. Her natural leadership skills shone through. She served as an elder in the Lamplighters Council. She loved to build things and created some whimsical items we call mutant vehicles or art cars. I brought these out to show you. LS had a great sense of humor. She made silly and fun things to gift to others at Burn 2. The ice cream truck just wouldn't stand straight. I left it that way. LS derived such pleasure from being with and helping others. She tirelessly contributed, always patient, always ready, always willing. She had such a passion for helping, teaching, and encouraging people. In rangering, lamplighting, fire dancing, and building, all over Burn 2, every person who came into contact with LS definitely came away the better for having known her. We will miss her dearly. iSkye will miss her terribly. So burn on, Ladyslipper.
This is a poem I wrote for Ladyslipper and my feelings. Now post it here and read it. Say Nothing by Shyla. I say nothing. I don't know what to say. Feelings wash through me rapidly with ranging views of happiness, anger, and great grief. I think what I should have done, what I could have done. Deep inside a voice, calm and kind, reassures I am fine. I think it is her. She was always kind to me, always forgiving, taking time to explain. Then anger reignites. If this is just a game, why are there tears? Lack of words. Why do feelings flood in my soul? Why does typing hug both comfort and deflate in lacking warm arms? I am not alone. I am not held. Then there is the voice. Without words, it shares calm, reassures, and comforts. She was always kind to me. I want to say goodbye. It hurts to let go. The voice speaks and calls me. Never gone. Love is never gone. I say nothing. Thank you.
I knew Ladyslipper for many years. I can't say when we met, because she seems to have been there as a warm, generous presence at Second Life events, birthdays, the burn in its various forms, Virtual World's best practices in education, drum. She was always there. She appeared several times on Designing Worlds, talking with insight and zest about whatever event was underway. When we started 1 Billion Rising in Second Life, which is the in-world version of a global event on every February the 14th, calling for a radical shift to end the global epidemic of abuse that women face worldwide, Ladyslipper signed up as a volunteer and gave her full and wholehearted support. Indeed, I don't think she ever did anything less than wholeheartedly. Always she was willing to help in any way that she could, and frequently volunteering to go beyond her hours if there was a shortfall. The cause was close to her heart, and she enjoyed it so much. Her joy was infectious. She spread her joy and her commitment to those around her, to those who knew her. We shall miss her so much at 1 Billion Rising. We shall miss her so much in Second Life. When I think of Ladyslipper, I think of a beautiful image that comes at the very end of the great novel Middlemarch by George Eliot, where she describes her heroine's later life. Her full nature, like that river of which Cyrus broke the strength, spent itself in channels which had no great name on the earth, but the effect of her being on those around her was incalculably diffusive. For the growing good of the world is partly dependent on unhistoric acts, and that things are not so ill with you and me as they might have been is half owing to the number who lived faithfully a hidden life and rest in unvisited tombs. Ladyslipper's life was not hidden from those who knew and loved her, nor will the memory of her, which is the most precious tomb we can have, be unvisited. For I see her full nature flowing in channels that supported the growing good of the world, that her acts of generosity, of support, of enthusiasm were like the sparkling waters that irrigate barren lands and make beauty and life itself grow strong. Thank you, Ladyslipper, for all that you have done for so many of us in Second Life.
We are so glad to be able to celebrate our friend Ladyslipper Constantine with you today. Ladyslipper was a dear friend to VWBPE for many years. Ladyslipper has always been ready to help with our volunteers, with our mentors, with our social media activities, and moderating presentations. For the past 5 years, she volunteered tirelessly to support the community, education, and others through VWBPE. For the past 2 years, Ladyslipper was kind enough to step up to be an assistant chair for the volunteer committee. With her great experience teaching in real life and teaching and training in Second Life, she was instrumental in helping to develop our volunteer trainings. She always had the organization's reputation at heart, was always dependable, and always was. She dedicated a great deal of her time to make sure that our volunteers were well trained and well served. Ladyslipper was willing to do anything to help people feel welcome to the conferences, to answer their questions, to show them how to get involved, and to help them feel included in all of the activities. She was quick to jump in when needed and has left a mark as a role model for others to follow, whatever roads their heart might take them. Our conference was better for her presence, and we are thankful of the time that she chose to share with us. Our organizational committee was especially heartbroken to hear of Ladyslipper's passing, including Ellie Pilion and Blue Barker Lowtide, with whom had worked so closely supporting all of our volunteers. Everyone at AWE enjoyed working with Ladyslipper, but most of all, it has been her friendship that has touched so many people and with which we wish to remember today. We will miss her tremendously.
Isabel is here, and this is Sue Ellen speaking for her. Can you hear me? A particular section in my profile, I wrote, SL is a never-ending journey. I have met some pretty wonderful people so far, and Ladyslipper was one of them. She accepted me, which is a special gift, as she was. Dear Ladyslipper, despite all those countless adversaries, you provided me with a comforting sanctuary and the courage and confidence to be me. From now on, you will only reside in my memory. I am sitting here quietly at your memorial, so many memories of you, as I watch the pictorials. Even though it is about a celebration of your life, I have to believe that there is an afterlife. Because my heart is breaking once again for a special mentor and a beautiful friend, I remember our last conversation we had. You didn't know, but I was incredibly sad. Do you hear everyone speaking about you? Those countless beautiful words ringing true. I prayed for peace and danced for days on end. It was all in memory of you, my beautiful friend. There is another angel in the sky tonight, surrounded by an everlasting bright light, mentoring all those up above that lost their way, selflessly helping them as you did every day. Goodbye, my friend. I love you. Thank you, Isabella.
Hello, everyone. Being a resident of Second Life can sometimes be a mystery. Different people perceive it in different ways, and it usually takes people time to grow into Second Life, to realize that it's not just another online game or program, but a fantasy world in which we all live for some of our days and nights. We learn that we feel things, we feel love, we feel dismay. We find great friends, and we meet interesting people. We try to work with others who have very different perspectives to our own. We create, and and learn, even about ourselves. Our emotions can be shaken to the core, and that is sometimes hard for us to understand. One such time would be on a day like today, or the days leading up to today, since we all heard of Ladyslipper's illness, and in the passing of Ladyslipper from the world we know to the next. Ladyslipper was a member of the White Tiger Mentor Group for many years. More importantly, Ladyslipper was a mentor, helper, carer, teacher, friend, supporter, and community developer for everyone, for every group, every person, every cause which she enjoyed and believed in. I worked most closely with Ladyslipper at the annual Second Life birthday events. Her skills, calmness, and common sense fit perfectly for her demanding role. Ladyslipper particularly enjoyed working with the greeter welcoming team, helping and supporting them in any way she could, and delivering friendly and relaxed training. The first time I saw Ladyslipper's real-life photograph was on her Caring Bridge website, and there is also a large photograph here in the arena today. I looked very closely at it a few days ago, and saw in Ladyslipper's facial features exactly the lady I knew in Second Life. She was wise. That is the most prevalent thing for me, Ladyslipper's wisdom. I don't mean the tapping buttons on her viewer sort of wisdom, but wise about life, and about life in Second Life. Wise about people. Wise about how to deliver accurate help or training, simply, clearly, calmly. Wise about how to look out for those around her and make sure she acknowledged and greeted and spoke to them. Wise about being non-judgmental. Wise about keeping her skills updated to enable her to do all of the things she wanted to do. Wise about delivering her message, whatever message that may be, without unnecessary fuss or complications. Wise about when sometimes one person needed more support than others. Yes, she was a wise lady in Second Life. I have no doubt that she was a wise lady in real life, too. Ladyslipper had other qualities. She was a fast learner, and her SL abilities were extensive. People respected her knowledge. She was humble in her knowledge. She treated everyone the same. She was a hard worker, she was calm, and she was patient. Many Second Life communities have now lost a great lady. However, we can all be grateful that we had her for so long, and that she chose to spend her time with us, no matter if it was only for a few minutes or for most of her online hours. We can also be sure that Ladyslipper herself felt love in Second Life. love for all of her work, her hobbies, her friends, her creativity, and her communities. So yes, being a resident of Second Life can sometimes be a mystery. One thing that is not a mystery today, however, is that every one of us here, and those she knew who could not be here today, are richer in our own lives for having known the lovely lady we know as Ladyslipper Constantine. Benji Nakamori, founder of the White Tiger Mentors, has asked me to say something from him about Ladyslipper, and these words are on behalf of all White Tiger Mentor Group owners and members. I would like to find words strong enough to contribute at the level that Lady deserves, whatever the language, English or my native language of French. But I cannot find them, except the fact that she will survive in our hearts and in our memories, whatever the world. Each day that goes by, our thoughts are for Lady and her family. Thank you for the opportunity for White Tiger Mentors to offer their respects for our valued group member, Ladyslipper.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is not easy to speak for an entire community, but I'll follow Ladyslipper's example and just do my best. Ladyslipper was part of this organization for as long as I can remember. In the 5 years it has been a resident-run event, she was our rock. From checking every single volunteer application and directing those volunteers to where they would best be suited to running stages, building, helping exhibitors, greeting visitors, and most importantly, calming the nerves of frazzled staff members. She was a shining example of what a volunteer is. She taught us to learn from our mistakes, dust ourselves off, and get back to being awesome. It goes without saying that there will never be another like her. She left some pretty big fuzzy slippers to fill. We know that she will be with us in spirit for SL14B and beyond, and that alone gives us a smile and a reason to celebrate.
Next, we'd like to do a minute of silence. We have memorial candles for you to wear. Please take a copy of the candle from the large candles on the stage on either side of me. During this time of silence, you'll be able to click on the lanterns that are above us in the sky and send them on their way. So let's start the minute of silence now.
The Ladyslipper flower, the state flower of Minnesota, is a beautiful, rare, and vanishing wild orchid. It has traditional uses in North American native medicine, being seen as an effective aid for many types of chronic illnesses and disabling conditions. It's a somewhat showy flower with an appearance that distinguishes it from others. Ladyslipper Constantine chose her avatar name because she liked the flower and it symbolized the state where she had lived. And it is an entirely fitting name for a woman who gave assistance to many of us in Second Life through her work with a wide variety of service and artistic communities. I encourage everyone here to reread Ladyslipper's Second Life profile and take a look at the variety of communities and events that she participated in. You may also want to bookmark for later reading what Ladyslipper wrote about being part of the virtual ability community, and I'm going to post the URL if I can. There. She wrote in her testimonial, quote, "As people without disabilities interact with us in Second Life, attitudes change and minds open. There's two-way learning and growing. And soon, interacting with a person with a disability, whether in Second Life or in the physical world, becomes normal." That's a very real, very significant societal impact, unquote. One of Ladyslipper's many additions to the virtual ability community was that she held poetry read-alouds at the library on Cape Serenity, where she was the estate manager. She really loved poetry, both the kind that was deep and thoughtful, and the kind that was silly and made her laugh. Respecting the deaf community of which she was a part, she always provided text copies of the poems that were being read aloud. Surprisingly, in our community, it is the deaf members who often arranged for the DJs for our dances. Ladyslipper enjoyed acting as social director, arranging the decor, creating mementos to give out, hiring the musical talent, and yes, she also enjoyed dressing up and joining the dance. She enjoyed bright colors and seasonal decorations. I wrote a little poem about Ladyslipper and posted it on her Caring Bridge site. It's not great poetry, but it tells some of the ways I will always remember her. I'll share it with you now, and then we will spend some time listening to music, dancing with our SL friends, and sharing in text our thoughts and memories of our missing friend. Dance among the flowers, Ladyslipper. Dance in the rains. Dance among the butterflies. And dance in the flames. Dance to the drum. Dance to the song. Dance with your friends as we dance along. Friends, please join me in welcoming all of Ladyslipper's friends who are here today.